I think there's a real problem with modern day movies, and for me the reason is clear. Each studio throwing massive amounts of money at films, expecting a high level of quality, when in reality more money nowadays is unfortunately resulting in less quality and care. Some obvious examples are whatever Netflix are pumping out. In the last few years we've seen films like Red Notice, The Grey Man and The Electric State, just to name a few, all costing above 200 million to make each.
Hello, I like money.
Which is just an absurd amount of money. Especially after watching the film, it kind of leaves you thinking, where did all the money go? Although these are somewhat original ideas or even ideas based off a book, it seems like the real focus of studios nowadays are mainly focusing on sequels to popular movies or franchises. Take a look at Gladiator 2 for example, a big spectacle of a film, loads of hype around it returning with big upcoming actors like Paul Mescal and established names like Denzel Washington. And coming from someone who watched the first Gladiator just days before seeing the sequel, I think Russell Crowe has hit the nail on the head in a recent interview when explaining his own thoughts around Gladiator 2.
The recent sequel that, we don't have to name out loud. Even the people in that engine room not actually understanding what made the first one special.
Yep. I want to explore his words referring to making it special, as I feel a lot of studios have lost that touch in recent years. Although Russell Crowe goes on to develop why this was key in the story of Maximus in Gladiator, this same special feeling can be seen to be lost in other continued stories as well. Indiana Jones and the Dials of Destiny and Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. Although you can argue not awful films, which is definitely not the point I'm trying to make, and I know there are people out there who would have really enjoyed both of these films. But when you look at the core of these movies and what made them such fan favourite franchises, you can start to see what was lost, that special sauce. And I think both of these films suffer from the same thing. That thing being losing its core touch with the main character. Indy was defined by his wit, his confidence and physical capability, which they tried to keep with some amazing deep faking by the way. And just on a side note, the deep faking of Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford obviously, has come such a long way. I mean, it looks excellent in this film, but unfortunately for most people it still doesn't hit the same. And the same can be said for Captain Jack Sparrow, who although on the surface is a brainless pirate, he consistently showed that he was quite the opposite and almost always 2 steps ahead. This idea, however, in Dead Men Tell No Tales gets completely pushed out to sea. He just becomes another brainless pirate. And again, for a lot of people, this just doesn't work. It completely rips all the soul out of what the past films tried to build. Although the de-aging is also quite good here. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not all doom and gloom. Look at Top Gun Maverick, for example. With reportings of a third on the way, Top Gun Maverick was a huge hit, and I think that was mainly due to it capturing the heart and soul of the first one, being able to capture the hearts of the fans of the first ones and bringing in new fans through the excellent storytelling of the second. For me personally, I put off watching this film for a while as I had no interest in Top Gun films. However, my dad was pushing me to watch it, and when I finally did, I thanked him for it. It was one of the best films I've ever seen to date. And not to mention it capturing that special sauce that Russell Crowe spoke about. Now, I think we move on to the question of what can be done. Unfortunately, I think with the ever-growing library of easy streaming media, it's left studios dumbing down movies for easier watching when paired with your iPhone and doom scrolling. With Netflix having just bought Warner Brothers, and I'm not even going to try to explain to you why this is a problem. I'm just going to read you this quote from Netflix's CEO on Barbie and Oppenheimer. Both of these movies would be great for Netflix. They definitely would have enjoyed just as big an audience on Netflix.
What an idiot!
Now, for us movie lovers and us film enthusiasts and cinema goers, we will definitely turn our nose up to this quote.
However,
there are a huge amount of people who aren't massive cinema goers.
What?
And do just like putting on a quick new film to watch in the background whilst they scroll through their phones. So if I can spread at least one message in this video today, that message would be go and support your local cinema. And yes, I know they are making it extremely difficult to go and support them, with an increase of seat prices and a box of popcorn costing an arm and a leg. But that's unfortunately how they score these movies. And yes, thank you for watching. I'm quite new at this whole YouTube thing, so drop some hints or advice in the comments of what I could do better, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.